Welcome to Kickstart Your Week, brought to you by Kickstart Collective, a marketing agency focused on helping brands grow with purpose. Every Monday, we're here to help business owners, creators, and marketers start their week with clarity, momentum, and practical ideas you can actually use. Kickstart Your Week is produced right here at Kickstart Studios in Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's kickstart your week. Welcome back to Kickstart Your Week. This week, we're going to talk about how video content makes an impact, especially in the world of AI-generated content. So we have talked about the importance of video and how video is gaining traction and growing ever since we launched this podcast, almost 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. So this is going to be a slightly different take. Obviously, all of those things are still true, but with the growth of AI and it being so easy to create content and so fast for anyone to do it, which is great, we love that. But it creates a gap in the authenticity of it and the human connection element. So we're going to dive into how video can help you break through that. We're not telling you not use AI. There's still a lot of great ways to use it, even with video content.
Sure.
But we're going to talk about why it's important and why now, more than ever, is the time to get your face on camera. Even if you're resistant to it. And if that's the case, definitely go ahead and subscribe, because we're going to talk about how to do that in an easy way in next week's episode. But this episode is just going to be why it's important more than ever. So I'm Laura.
I'm Alyssa.
I'm Joshua.
And this is Kickstart Your Week. Okay, so let's jump into it. AI, it can create content.
Yeah.
So fast.
And there's a lot of it out there too.
Yes. And at some point, some of it, especially within industries, it sounds very similar.
That's true. Yeah. I think that's kind of the problem with it is sometimes when there is a lot of AI generated content out there, it feels very generic and similar. So people are more prone to just scrolling past it because either A, it feels generic, feels like they've seen it before, or B, they can like tell that it's AI.
Yeah.
Or they're curious. They're like, is this AI? I don't know. Don't care.
Yeah.
Scroll.
Yeah. And I think that portion of it can kind of break down on trust. That being said, we're not against AI in this, but the generic lack of authenticity and trust, I think, is important. And you can get your prompts tightened up to where that isn't as much of a thing. But when you include video, let's just say in a social media post, because that's the easiest probably to talk about, you're immediately creating that human connection because it's your face or someone on your team. There's that human piece to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of see the person's personality naturally come out that you'll never see just from a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how they talk, how they interact with people that they're talking to, or even the camera. You don't have to be an expert on camera to kind of give that off. You can still just show kind of who you are while you're talking to someone on the camera. Or
even on platforms like LinkedIn or Facebook, where you don't necessarily need an image or video to go. You could just do plain text. Adding video just makes it even more personable.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, again, AI makes it easy to create content, which is great. I think for so long, we've been doing this since, Kickstart was officially a thing in a different year, but 2017.
Yeah.
And it was like pulling teeth, just like, please create content. Please send us information so we can create content. That's not an issue anymore.
Yeah.
It is now getting beyond, okay, content is abundant. How do we build connection? And attention is scarce. Scarily scarce.
It's true. Yeah.
True. Yeah. Attention spans are very short.
Yep. I was, just looking up some attention span facts today.
Hit us with them.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So
what are we talking about again?
Exactly. What? Yeah, we already launched you. Perfect. Nice. You got 2 seconds. So you have about 2 seconds to capture someone's attention, which considering how fast we scroll, that's decent, right? I mean, it's quick, but it's decent. But the average adult can hold their attention on like a single screen platform, whether, that's social media or email, whatever, for about 40 seconds. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a little longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, sweet.
Yeah, we got 40 seconds here.
We need to bump those numbers up a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure I didn't look specifically for like Instagram or something like that.
Right.
But let's say you're doing a LinkedIn video post. You can put a lot into 30 or 40 seconds. And then at that point, they're going to be naturally distracted. So click them off to link to the full episode of your podcast or the longer form content. But when you think about creating video content, and again, next week we'll talk about some ways to do this, but it doesn't have to be super overwhelming. Like, what are these short little snippets of things you're already saying or doing or questions you're always answering for clients that you can answer in 30 seconds and make it a video and put it out there. So,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super polished. Like AI, I think it does a good job of making polished content or helping you polish content that you've created, but it doesn't always necessarily need to be that,
Yeah. Building that real human connection via video, I think, is going to continue to grow and be important.
But I think you mentioned this earlier. We're not anti-AI. I think you can use it to help you, almost like an assistant.
Yep.
Don't use it to replace your work, but use it to help you plan, create outlines for you, or help you organize your thoughts, or give you, bullet points for talking. But when it comes time to actually create it, put your own thoughts, your own spin on it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's, in the long run, what's going to stand out is going back to the people connection part of it.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, I feel like I follow people who have a unique editing style or a unique message.
Yeah.
And, again, we're not being anti-AI like Alyssa was saying. And it's a great way to pull clips or get your story kind of started in the right direction. But, use your own creative juices, get out there, learn what you like to do with editing style and with messaging, with your shots, with how you go about getting your point across. And I think that's a great way to kind of still have that you and that personality come through the video. And then use AI to polish it up from there.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
If you have some like video ideas or, regular social post ideas, let AI pop out 20 different ideas that you can pick and choose from. Or if you're doing a longer form video, like brain dump all your ideas in there and say like, organize this into an outline that makes sense to record a 5-minute video or a 30-minute podcast episode. It can do a lot to help just get things organized. So it's not a waste of time if you do it yourself. It's probably better. But it can cut down on a lot of the planning and lead up time so that way you can get to recording a video faster and just stop overthinking it and just make it happen.
Get the ball rolling.
Yeah, exactly. I think even if you're using AI to help you come up with content ideas, still making sure you include like personal stories or examples, just different things, again, to tie it back to you as a business owner or content creator, whatever, sales person, professional, whatever. Again, just personalizing it is important. And then I had another point in there, but this is real and authentic, and this is what happens when you're on video.
That's the whole point.
And this is the whole point. See, this is my personal example that I didn't even plan. You gotta, just be authentic on video. No, but I think, in summary, don't shy away from AI. Don't, ignore it completely, but figure out like, hey, if I'm going to do, like you said on LinkedIn, it can be just a text post. And that's probably a little easier to be consistent with. So maybe you do 3 of those a week, but you batch record some video content in an hour once a month, and then you distribute those, maybe 1 video post a week. And again, in a way the algorithms work, especially on social. if people are engaging with a post and maybe they see the video post and engage with that one more, they're more likely to see your other post as well.
And if you make things a series, people will follow.
That's true.
People love a series. So if like you're talking about batch recording, you could easily batch record 5 videos on one subject that you're wanting to break down. And then people start to anticipate that video dropping every Friday or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of ways to make it work together and not be overwhelmed by video, or, don't make it too tall of a task to accomplish. But again, we're going to jump into that in next week's episode. So anything else you guys want to add? The age of AI and video?
I think just work to find your happy medium between AI and in real life.
Yeah. True that.
There is a medium, a happy medium.
That's going to be a social clip we play back in 5 years. We'll see. We're going to watch the trends.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well said.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us for this week's Kickstart Your Week. If you need help creating video content, again, tune in next week, but also feel free to reach out to us. The studio option for content's a super easy way to make that happen. So go to kickstartcollective.co to learn more about that. Otherwise, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts or on YouTube, and we will send you next week's episode. Thanks. Thanks for listening to Kickstart Your Week. If today's episode gave you something to think about or try this week, be sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, or leave a review. It helps more people find the show. And if you're looking to create your own podcast or content, Kickstart Studios is available for booking. We'll be back next week with another conversation to help you kickstart your week.